Hi guys, welcome back to my space. If you're here, thank you so much for dropping by. If you are in OG, I see you. So welcome back to this space. So today I'm joined by this beautiful, amazing, gorgeous lady. Her name is Kimaru, but we call her Kimaru baby. Her name is Kimaru. She's an entrepreneur. She's a writer, a poet, and at the moment I can give her the title of a podcaster, yeah, because she has this amazing, wide growing and spreading podcast. We call it the Spark It podcast. So again, I've said a lot, but let me just give her a minute to introduce herself. Maybe there's something I've forgotten.
Honestly, thank you so much to be back on your channel. It's been a lot of years.
I know, so many years.
Oh, she forgot to say I'm her sister.
Oh, by yeah, she's actually my sister. I know you can tell from the resemblance, yeah?
Hey.
Look alike. Tunafanana. Yeah, so she's my sister. I'm really, really blessed to call her sister and to have her in life, yeah?
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you.
You're
yes,
welcome.
it has been a roller coaster to have her as my sister.
I'm one of the amazing person
No,
in your life.
she is an amazing person. She gifted us an amazing baby. I have an amazing nephew. He calls me. He's like, oh, auntie. Anyway, we should talk about all these things. So I'm excited to be here. Honestly, subscribe to her channel, follow her, and also share her content and watch it and engage with it. Yes. So what are we talking about today, Kimsey?
Today, just life lately. We're going to just have a conversation with how life has been lately. So everything around whatever you've been doing and in this economy, how you're navigating, Yeah, so tell me more about how's life on your end?
First, I am definitely grateful. I think every day you wake up and you find out you're awake, you're breathing, you're fine. It's something to be grateful for. But honestly, when there's this trend of people on TikTok say, if you ask me if I'm okay, surface level, I'll say I'm okay. But if you ask me on a deeper level, and then people give out their stories, so I kind of feel like I'm okay for sure. But on a deeper level, I feel like things could be better. Mostly because of like what is happening in our country, the cost of living. We would have wished for better days.
I know.
Like where you're able to do all the things you've ever dreamt about. But anyway, we keep it moving. So yeah, life lately has looked like sort of a lot of making sort of adjustments. Yeah, that's what I would say honestly in a nutshell.
I very truly agree with you. At the moment, it's feel like we are learning different things, and some you're forced to even just try to find a balance in this life because again, as you've mentioned, with the economy, the times that you're living, it's tough times. Yeah. So yeah, for me, life lately hasn't been that easy. It hasn't been that easy,
Yeah.
especially for me, as you mentioned. Yeah, I'm a mom. Yeah, so trying to find a balance between work, motherhood, just being myself as a woman, as a girl. Hey, it needs a lot. It needs a lot. Yeah. So it hasn't been easy, but we're managing. We're navigating.
Oh wow, that's a good thing. I know that you kind of mentioned like trying to find a balance at work and with your child and all that. Like, where do you think, for example, what are the specific challenges, for example?
At the moment, for me, usually, if you've been watching this channel, you already know that I work on different time zones. Yeah, so for me now, having a child and raising a child, it's very demanding to be present. Just trying to be a present mom and still be a providing mom and still be the breadwinner. Trying to make sure that the child feels your presence, and then your job, you're still managing to keep your job, even if the job might be, both of them are very stressful sometimes. So trying to crack that balance, for me, I find like, at the moment, I'm trying my best. I'm trying to find the best way I can be able to do this, but it's not easy, especially when it comes to the hours. There are times that the baby is sick, you have to dash from work to school. Maybe you have parent meetings, and the same time, parent meeting, you're sleeping, because most of the times I leave at work. At the moment, I'm doing the 12 a.m. to 10 a.m. shift, yeah? So you see, by the time my son goes to school at around 7:30. So by the time I come out of work at 10, I'm coming to sleep because I haven't had enough. I haven't slept for the 10 hours, yeah? So most of the times, I'm busy trying to get some sleep so that I can be able to work the next day. But again, he'll come out of school at around 3. So I'll have to wake up, engage him, make sure that I'm there to assist him with homework, and so that he can just feel that presence of a parent, yeah? And then when I leave for work later in the evening, I'll leave him asleep already, yeah? So then I'm missing on the mornings. Most of the times I find that I'm missing on the mornings, especially for this schedule, which is very, sometimes it's tough. But again, but now I make sure that whenever I'm available or on my leave days, I make sure that he feels that I'm present. So on my off days, I'll make sure that I'm the one who is waking him up, preparing him for school, cooking meals on that specific day, ensuring that we bond on cooking and other activities, yeah? So I'm really, really trying to make sure that I'm present in that manner, and I'm not allowing my job and my shift to take over. Yeah, it's not easy, but we manage, as again.
I can only imagine. Honestly, I don't think we even say this enough, but I feel like you've been doing such an amazing job as a mom.
Oh, thank you.
Honestly, I can imagine the way my life sometimes can be hectic. I can imagine now trying to find a balance. And also with your child, Zain is one of those kids who is he is like a kid who needs attention because he's somebody who engages you in a very big way. He wants to be there. He wants you to be there to show up for his homework. He will ask questions. Honestly, when he comes to my space, he asks me so many questions until sometimes I'm like, hey.
I know he's a curious baby.
He's a very curious child and he learns pretty fast. So I can imagine how much it is to handle him on a daily basis. And the fact that I feel like nowadays he even writes me texts. But then this kid is only less than 5. He's turning 5 this year. Yeah. But he can even write texts. So sometimes he texts me, oh, I love you. Or if he sees my status, he's like, oh, this is awesome. I don't know what. This is a curious child. He has learned a lot in a short span of time.
True.
And as I said, you're doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
You're raising the best kid out here, and I'm proud of you and how far you have come along despite all the challenges that you sort of face on a daily. It's sort of an inspiration, and for me the way I see it is where there was a day I was telling someone the day I get children, I would really hope they can. I know you can't compare kids, but I would hope they would turn out like Zain.
Aww,
and I feel like it's because you've given him a platform, and you have been a very intentional parent to him. Yeah, you show up for him despite all your busy schedules. You do whatever it takes. So that's really amazing, and I appreciate you for doing that, because I feel like it's your obligation, but one day he will remember, because there's also parents out here who are not giving their kids the best.
True.
Or maybe they neglect their kids. So, but I think for him, you will leave a mark. And one day when he'll sit down as an adult somewhere, he will be saying to people my mom was the best. My mom did this for me. My mom did this for me. That one is coming for sure.
Oh,
so,
can't wait.
Yeah, I know. And now that we are talking about even you doing, helping him with his homework, what has been sort of your biggest challenge on the days maybe you didn't have time because of your schedule, and maybe especially you can talk about that specific time you had a nanny who was handling his homework. Yes.
It wasn't easy. First of all, I'm really, really grateful that I have a smart kid, and he calls himself a genius, and it's true. He's a genius in some type of way, he's just amazing. Affirmation. And the more he calls himself a genius, you tend to realize that he gets, as we said, he's very curious, so he tends to get to explore more. Because if you give him the phone, today you'll find him watching something you have never even thought about. The way you give kids and they go to the Cartoon Networks immediately. For him, it's different. Because I remember I have a video of him where he mentioned for me the the disaster. And he could tell you there's earthquake, there's floods, and I'm like, wait a minute, where did you learn all these? And he even mentioned another one. What is it called?
Desert.
No, the desert. The one that has ice. It looks like a waterfall, but it's ice.
I've forgotten what
I can't. It starts with an A. I'll write the name here because. And then
Avalanche.
Avalanche. And I was like, wait a minute. I had to like, just it was a wallpaper on my TV, and then he told Mama that is an. I'm like, wait a minute. Huh? Me, I'm busy telling him it's a waterfall. Then he's like, no, it's not, because it looks like a waterfall, but now it's
And
ice.
speaking of which, sorry to interrupt you, there was a time he was at my house. I was watching a TikTok. There was this guy, he was at his house. It's a mud house. And sometimes mud houses, if you don't like do there's a way you can...
Kunya rocks.
Yes. There's a way, because I think for me, I've lived in a mud house at some point. There's a way you could smear something like cow
doing
dung or whatever.
the way you do the plaster.
The plaster, yes, so it becomes smooth.
Yeah.
So this guy was in a house where the house was already dried up. So it has like sort of, the way the soil cracks and all that. So it looked like patches. And then I'm watching a TikTok and he's there. He was doing his own things. Then he shows up on my phone and he's checking what I'm doing. And then he sees the wall. He's like, that's a desert. And I think the previous night he was telling us about those whatever, and then he's like, that's a desert. I'm like, what? Before I realized what was happening, because it was those cracked whatever things, I laughed. I couldn't imagine that whatever you are saying that he has learned, he can be able to relate it by just seeing
something. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
So having him as being a smart kid and him having that need, because I feel like from all of us, you, my Inje, and everyone, we started reading for him at a very young stage.
True.
So for him, he has grown knowing books, having that interest of learning and everything. So sometimes I find him doing his own homework, and then he will just wake up, pick his book, do his homework, and then when he feels like there's something he's missing, that is the time he'll come and ask. Right? So I got this nanny who was not well, like I guess she was a lower kid, primary school dropout. She never went ahead to do her school. She was from Uganda, So I feel like for them, they try to they don't educate girls more. Like, I don't know why.
Girls were missing out on education.
Yeah, on education, yeah. So
and coming to Kenya to find employment.
So when she came, at first I didn't interview her or just ask questions about, do you know this to do? So I just expected, I assumed, just because everyone knows how to read, this is CBC, it's ABCD, the small things. However, I came to learn, at a certain time, I just observed her. And I clearly realized that she doesn't know how to study, like she cannot read a whole sentence. But now my son is there. He's trying to ask questions on what he's missing out, and then she doesn't know how to answer. Sometimes I'll come and they have already cleared on the homework, but when I check on it, I counter-check because I make sure that I check on it anytime I get time, So when I check on it, I'm like, no, this was done wrongly. So that's now how I started to realize, she doesn't know. And I told her, keep watching as I teach him, just learn from him. When he's doing his homework, also listen to what he's saying so that you can grasp a few things. So that was a major challenge because imagine this is the person you're living with, your baby. You're expecting them to, whenever you're not there, they can be able to do this and this. But she was amazing. She was doing everything else perfectly. Now the only difficult part was when it comes to homeworks, But again, I'm really, really happy that Zain is able to do that. So he'll do page 1. If page 2 is not able to do, or he has questions, he'll just reserve it until I come or until I get time to go through it. And as I mentioned, most of the times with these shifts, because I work on the American time zone, so you find that most of the times I'm at home, but again I'm super sleepy. So when he comes to ask, I'll be I learned not to dismiss him, so I'll just open my eyes and be like, let me see, I check what he's asking, because again the homeworks will not take you more than 30 minutes. So I'll just tell him, and then the good thing is, if you give him insights of what is supposed to be done for line 1 or page 1, he'll be able to do page 2. You can even tell him page 2 is just doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. He'll go back to the books and do it by himself, and then he'll come now again ask, is this done correctly? Yeah. But having nannies, I don't have money to take them from the bureau. They're called bureau because I know those ones are well trained. But from the Reja one, recommendations and everything. It's not easy.
I know. First, it's even hard to find one.
True,
And then
true.
when you find one again, it's not like, maybe you might not find exactly what you need in the context of, as you've said, even at that point, even the level of education, as in, so expectations. I don't know. I think honestly, it's not easy. And also, nannies do honestly a great job out here. So we are not
Very
trying
true.
to trash talk them.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
true. They're amazing.
but it's not easy sometimes to get one size fits all for your needs.
Yeah, true, true.
So you have to sort of adjust. Oh wow. And now that we were talking about financial constraints or whatever, because of how things have been a little bit tough, because I mean, maybe for some people, for example, maybe what they were earning 3 years ago could be what they still earn
Earning
right
at the
now,
moment,
or
yeah.
even if maybe you got like a top up in your salary. But the economy, the way things are, how do you now, for example, how do you manage your finances in a way that makes you feel like you are on top of things, especially in the context of you're a mom, you got school fees to pay, you got bills to pay, and all these things, you're doing them by yourself. How do you navigate sort of, that kind of setup?
For me personally, again, it hasn't been easy. For this, Aki, the entire shift, the entire channel, the entire video today, I'm going to tell you things haven't been easy.
No, we
Because yeah, it's
understand.
not easy. You can imagine now you've been earning the same salary before, even better, or maybe just the same one that you have, and then there's the responsibilities, and the higher they go with their education, or the more they're getting to learn, the more demanding.
Kwanza with the CBC system.
Kwanza with the CBC. Oh my God.
Buy this.
Buy this. And the teacher will just wake up in the morning and be like, hello, parents, tomorrow we are...
In the group chat.
In the group chat. It's not something that have been communicated for the entire term that you've prepared and everything. And then the kid, they're expecting, like, for him will come and tell me, oh, Mama,
I need this.
I need this. He joined music classes. So he tells me, I need a recorder. I need a xylophone. And you're like, wait a minute. Also, teacher said, well, it's not easy. But now with imagine having the same salary that you have been having, and now you have to pay all the rent, the school fees, buy him whatever he wants, new clothes and everything. So you find that when it comes to budgeting, you're very strict with budgeting, yeah. So you don't find money, like you can not sit somewhere and say like, oh, I have 5 G's for activities, I have 5 G's for this, because again you'll be like, okay, yes, I have 5 G's, but tomorrow he's expecting you to buy a new book. Tomorrow they're going for this activity at school, they need to have some snacks, some monies, he needs to have his uniforms, his books, the bag. Their kids, he'll go and throw away his water bottle, misplace it, and comes and tells you, I don't have the water bottle. And you're like, but thank God I haven't bought the water bottle for the last 1 year. Yeah,
wow.
He's very, but now, but the one he has now, he has already thrown away the straw. So he wants a new one, because he feels like he needs the straw, not because he can use without the straw, but other kids are having straws. So why am I not having one? Then he'll come and tell you, there's this friend of mine, her name is so and so, she has this pen holder, and you're like, So again, with what they're getting from school, you have to make sure that as a parent, you're also sufficient with providing and everything. So for me personally, I found out I cut a lot on different things so that I can be able to accommodate others. Yeah. Wow. So I've been categorizing things, my needs, my wants. I've been putting things in those categories. This is a necessity. This can wait. This I can save for. But yeah. So you have to be very strict when it comes to budgeting, and you have to panga. Kabisa. So for me, I make sure that rent is paid. There's enough food in the house. So I've been trying to buy things in bulk so that we don't miss, because I feel like when you have already paid rent and you have a food at home, there's the other things you can be able to navigate here and there, but as long as they're not sleeping hungry and they're not sleeping, there's a shelter, the other things you can manage. For him, I tell him whenever I don't have money, I tell him, baby, at the moment I'm broke. He'll give me a request, and I'll be like, baby, at the moment I'm broke, and he'll ask, Mama, are we poor? Actually, he doesn't call me Mama, not unless it's a pressing matter. So he'll ask me, Kimsey, are we poor? And now I'm busy trying to explain to him, no, we're not poor. It's just that at the moment, I don't have that money. So I'll get the money in the next 2 to 3 days. Yeah. And he'll be patient with me on those things. Yeah. And I love the fact that he'll tell you things in advance. And he's really understanding, because he'll tell me, I need this, and I'll give him a timeline and tell him, I'll do that for you, because it's not a necessity at the moment. It's not something that you cannot live without. I'll do it in the next 2 to 3 months. But now he'll keep reminding me.
Yeah.
Like I promised to take him for a movie. Lord, I missed on that. It wasn't supposed to be on Valentine. And since then, he has been writing notes. He usually writes me notes. And then, because in the morning, he'll leave for school, as I said, and I'm not at home. So he'll leave the note there. Or sometimes he's mad and he doesn't want to talk to me. He'll write a note. So I've been getting notes, constantly getting notes for the movie. Mama, we go to a movie. Mama, please, can we go to the movie? You promised, But yeah, I tell him, he knows. I've tried my best to build this culture for him, so that he can also be able to understand that not everything you ask, you get. Because I feel like the other parents who are struggling with that. As a parent, you try to make sure that your kids live a better life than what you lived. Yeah. So with that, you find yourself struggling to give them everything they ask for. Yeah. Which is, I feel it's not healthy for you to be able, when they ask, you provide for them immediately. Even if you have the capacity, I feel like it's good to teach them that some things, they don't just come easy. I'm also trying to make sure that other times he earns the money for whatever he wants to do,
Wow.
Yeah, because I'll tell him, for you to get this, you have to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So he'll make sure that he does that kabisa, so that he can now get paid. And I remember you gave me that insight way before, like challenge them to know that money doesn't come.
Doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah, it doesn't grow on trees. They have to earn it. Yeah. So I feel like from a tender age, I'm teaching him to do that, and also teaching him on how to budget. I literally give him 2 coins to see what he's going to do. I'll give him 2 coins, 10 bob, see what he's going to do. Then he'll put one in his piggy bank and then spend the other one on candy and stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm teaching him things that I was not taught when I was young.
And you're also teaching him kindness.
Very true.
Yeah. Could you talk about that experience when he planned a date for you?
Oh yeah, I came from work and I found I have flowers in the house, the artificial flowers, yeah. So I came back from work, I was super tired, and the first thing that I found on my table was flowers. They were panguad on the table, and then he had 2 cups and then coffee sachets.
I would
and
melt.
I was like, wait a minute, and then there's a note, Mama, I want us to have a date today. I was like, oh my God. It was a date, actually. He planned a coffee date for us. So that day I was like, you're not going to take cereals and milk? And I was like, no, we're going to do coffee. So I remember I just sat down with him. We had coffee. We enjoyed it. And then he was like, I can now take the flowers back to the vase, because he had removed them from the vase and just...
Look at that.
That was
Very
amazing.
responsible
I
child.
know.
And he knows how to reciprocate like what he's given.
Very true.
That's amazing. I feel like he will grow up to be that adult who takes care of himself, of other people, and he's kind. He knows when to share and stuff like that. Yeah, that's why I was telling you, you're doing amazing.
Oh,
Wow.
thank you.
But again, also on the other end, like I feel like mental health. How do you balance? Because I feel like also mental health and self-care at this point in life, I feel like especially when you're navigating this whole thing alone, with all these demanding schedules and all that, how do you balance self-care, mental health, and stuff like that? Have you experienced any challenges?
Definitely. I have experienced so many of them. And first of all, it's very, very heartbreaking when you as a parent, you're not able to do something for your kid. There's nothing as heartbreaking as that. And it's not that you cannot, it's because you don't have the power to at that moment. Yeah. Another thing that gives me tough times is when he's sick and you cannot be able to do anything. I feel like those moments, they break you as a mom. And it's tough, yeah. So for me, when it comes to mental health, I've really struggled with that. But there's something that I promised myself: I'll never cry when he's there. I always act strong, even when I'm breaking. Because again, there's a time that my workplace became very toxic, yeah. So and then that time when the workspace is becoming toxic, it's the same time that my finances are not financing. Like, oh my God, So you find that these things are happening at the same time. So you're stressed from work, then you're stressed at home. You come at home and you're like, oh Lord, what is not happening? Why do I feel like my life is stagnant because of all these things, And then you start getting issues. So you start crying over. Sometimes you just find yourself crying, yeah. But again, you have to be a strong parent. You don't have to show your kid you're crying. You don't have to create that atmosphere where everything is not all right. You don't have to show them that things are not okay. So you're trying to push yourself to make sure that everything aligns, and you are able to provide and protect this person again. Yes, being a solo custody parent, because I have solo custody for my kid, yeah, having to being the breadwinner, the provider, the protector, and everything, it hasn't been easy. So sometimes I find myself, and again, for me personally, I don't know how to ask for help. Yeah,
you should learn.
I'm learning actually. I don't know how to ask for help. So someone says I'm a superwoman, and I'm like,
Miss Independent. It's not a good thing, by the way.
It's not. Actually, it's not. It's not a good thing, because when it comes now to the mental health, you find yourself breaking, and it's not. It takes you to huko chini. It's like you're going to hell. The depths, and then now again, bringing yourself up again. It's not easy, but I thank God because I really pray that everything gets better every time. And then I've learned to give myself some grace and be like, you know what, you cannot be able to fulfill everything at the same time.
You can't be perfect.
And also I'm an overthinker. So sometimes I'm planning way ahead. I'm thinking 5 years from now, 3 years from now, 2 years from now, and then I forget to live that moment.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to learn that, live the moment. The other things will always align. I always say stars will always align. That is the major quote that I have been holding on to all this time. It's not easy.
I know, definitely.
No, I feel like this whole topic has gone back to motherhood, series of motherhood.
I know, but it is life lately.
True.
For you, that's exactly what you do on a daily. It's work, coming to spend time with your son, helping him with his homework, doing all these things. That's your life.
Yeah, true.
What are you doing to self-develop on the side?
On the
moment,
side,
yeah.
At the moment, I'm trying to get income generating activities. So
I can also talk about the small businesses you're doing.
Yeah. You know me very well.
Yes, please.
Yes, I've been doing accessories, as you can see. Oh, she's wearing my pieces. She's one of my supporters, she's wearing one of my pieces. So I'm doing jewelries at the moment. I do custom made, and I'm doing custom made accessories. I'm also doing custom made vikapus. So you can check on my social media. That is Likia's Touch on Instagram. You can go ahead and check and see the
and support her.
Yeah, and also buy. Please drop your orders. I'll deliver. Yeah, so I'm doing that.
Countrywide.
And also countrywide. I'm also doing styling. So at the moment I'm doing baby bumps mostly, and but also as a personal stylist, I do styling. Yeah. So if you have a gig, feel free. I can come and give you some insights here and there at an affordable price. Support a mom. Who's trying to make ends meet. Yeah, so I started those small businesses because again, I feel like having all these bills to take care of, having a child to take care of, and wanting to give them the best life that you can be able to offer, you need to have to do kujituma, lazima tujitume. Yeah. So I need to just not rely on my day-to-day job, but also get other things, because if my day-to-day job can pay my activities, my bills and everything, then my side hustles can give him the comfort of life that I want him to have. I can be able to do more things with that, and even makes it easier to budget, because now you've already done the bigger part with your basic salary. Now you're just trying to fit in other things now with this small money here. Yeah, so I'm trying to build an empire for him.
Aw,
And for
that's
myself. And yeah, so check on Liki's Touch and kindly drop your orders.
Yes, support a mom. Any last
Very true.
words?
Any last words? I don't know. Before I even say last words, on your end, like on your end, I feel like now this made me talk. On your end, like from you, what are you doing to make sure that for the live lately, what are you doing to make sure that you're navigating especially with the economic shit that is happening? What are you doing on your end, or what can you tell people on my channel, or what insights are you going to give them so that we can be able to know how to navigate through this? Because I feel it cuts across.
I think for me, the one thing I did first was downsizing. I think it's downsizing and not also downsizing. Let me explain. Like, for example, I was living in a space where rent was a little bit expensive. I actually decided to, because I work from home, I decided I didn't need to be so close to the road, like in the context of too close. So during my evening walks, I decided I kept looking for a place to move to. And when I was looking for a house, I was looking for a house that would fit the exact needs like the previous house I was in, but was in a much cheaper location.
Okay.
And coincidentally, one of those fine days, I was able to find a space where I was staying in 1 bedroom. I now even got a space that is actually 2 bedroom, and I think it's even a lot better.
Oh, nice.
And it is cheaper than the other house I was living in. Only that now it's a little bit interior. So like for me to catch a matatu to town, it takes me, I get a boda and they ask me for around either 60 to 70 bob. Of which it's not so far, because funny thing is that from where I live to the road is like 5 minutes on a boda. You get?
That's
and also
close.
it's actually tarmacked. So but if you were to say maybe walk, probably it will take you 20 to 30 minutes if you're walking, but on a boda it's like 5 minutes. So for me, because I work from home and I don't need to keep going out all the time, it's still kind of convenient. So yes, I downsized in the context of finding a little bit of a cheaper house to live in, and that has sort of made a very big difference. And the other thing has been, before I buy stuff, I look at, is this really necessary? Do I really need it? Like, I'm not buying stuff that I don't need. Even when I come up with a list, I thoroughly go through my list to find out if I really need something, because if I don't need it and then I don't buy it.
True.
Yeah, you can just be a spendthrift. And then also, when buying stuff, I try to buy quality items. I'm not just going to buy something for the sake of it. I'm trying to buy purchases that can last me a while longer. Instead of buying something that will break down in a short while, I buy things that, even if it's gonna be expensive, I'll rather save for it, and then buy something that would last me a long time. Yes. So that's sort of how I've been navigating life. And honestly, I would also say, I think life can still be better. So for me, I'm looking for more opportunities, because I have done business in the past. I crochet right now. I do crochet.
Yeah,
I
true.
sell the items.
Amazing ones.
Yes, I make custom orders for people. Yeah, but apart from that, also there's the job I am doing. But I would say I'm still looking for economic activities that would better help like my income at this point, because I feel like the potential is there. I have been in spaces where I've gotten like earned good money, or run a business that was making like good money. So I believe that the potential is there, and I just need to keep trying to look for those opportunities and pursue them. Yeah, so that's what I would say as far as economic issues are concerned. That's how I am navigating life. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. These are great insights. From what a point I've taken from you is that when you downsized to a smaller, an affordable place, I was like, sometimes you need to watch your lifestyle, and I feel like most of us, we miss on things because we try to live the lifestyle and forget that there's tomorrow, there's always But again, I love your space. The space we went to, it's very affordable but very amazing compared to all others. You know, we tend to forget,
all of us want to be on the road.
Yeah, all of us want to be on the road, on the big known places.
Yeah.
But if you go to the inside, na uko ndani, you're like, wait
especially
a minute.
if you work from home.
Yeah, especially if you work from home.
There's
that is
no
true.
No
that is
need
true.
to stay so close to the road.
That is true. But wow. That's amazing. Also, she taught me on how to like buy things in restock the house in bulk, as I mentioned. Yeah. So for her, she makes she do meal preps and then put them on the nine. So it's easier than ordering, buying day to day, and you know, true. Yeah, it saves a lot of money.
I know, like for me, if I do meal prepping on a weekend, sometimes it can serve me like for the whole of that week. So there is no cooking again. It's just warming stuff. And it saves you on time.
Yeah, saves you on time and also, money.
Yes.
And the need of eating healthy. You don't, because I feel like if you don't meal prep, sometimes you sometimes you're tired and you're like, today let me just get fries. Then tomorrow comes the same thing. Let me get fries. So you end up not eating healthy, and you end up spending more money compared to when you have like meals in your house. You just want them, and you'll find yourself eating healthy meals at very affordable. You know,
prices, yes.
Yeah, true. Oh, thank you so much. That is a those are very great insights, and I truly appreciate. So, would there be something else I'd like to add, or?
Oh, and then maybe for me, I would say how I'm taking care of myself mentally.
Mentally, oh yeah.
I would say I started working last year, although the last 1 month has been a bit hectic because I moved and all that, but I'm trying to get back to the groove of it. But I started walking, and I walk like 4 days a week.
Oh,
yes,
nice.
I would go for 10,000 between 10,000 to 15,000 steps. That has really improved my mental health. So, and also I journal a lot. I'm that one person who will wake up in the morning and I'm feeling inspired to write whatever I'm going through, whether it's a tough time or a good time. So I'll write about it. So it has sort of helped me also reflect on if I'm stuck, where am I stuck? If I'm doing well, what are these things I'm doing that are making things look really great and stuff like that. Yeah. And also I'm learning to take risks. When we started the Spark It podcast, as you mentioned it, we started it like 2 months ago in February of 2025, and it's actually growing. Yes, that has sort of helped me take a bit more risks and put myself out there. So that's what I would say. I'm also doing on the side. Like I come to you, I interview as a guest. I sit down, I reflect on some of the topics we need to discuss with Patrick on the podcast or with guests that we need to bring on the pod. So it has sort of also helped me like push myself out of a comfort zone and take risks and try to do more with my life.
Yeah, that is nice. That is amazing. She's a risk taker, and also she's an inspiration for me. Sometimes I sit and I'm like, the things that she's doing, if I could be able to do half of the things that she does. For her, she tries. Actually, she does. When it comes to trying things out, she'll try things. If it fails, she tries again, and then she moves to the next thing. So there was a time I used to feel like, you're doing too much. But again, lately I've come to realize, like, when she does these things, you keep on pushing until when you never know which one is going to work for you. You know, right? So true. So you don't have to limit yourself. So I'm learning a lot from her. You're such an inspiration. I know I don't say that much, but
oh my Lord,
you inspire me so much. Yeah, true. So I truly appreciate you, and I'm really glad that I have you in life, because sometimes you challenge me in so many different ways. Yeah. So thank you so much for that. Yeah.
I'm a mommy too, of that same child she has. I asked him to call me mommy. He has refused.
He has refused, kabisa.
But I mommy him a lot.
Very true. And when he comes out of school, before he goes to sleep, he'll be like, "Can we call Auntie Elena and Jay?" And I'm like, sometimes I'm tired. I don't want to have conversations because, again,
he puts us on a group call. It's not about you. It's about him.
I know they say that I don't call them. He's the one who calls them.
He's the one who calls us. We are having a chat with him for 30 minutes.
But you can imagine I'm already tired and everything. So he asks, "Can I have your phone so that I can talk to them?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
And sometimes he texts us.
Yeah, sometimes he texts.
At 5 years, I didn't even know what I was doing with my life.
And he actually texts in English.
And it's like, full stop. Love, full stop. You, full stop. Then emoji.
Then an emoji. Oh yeah, true. That is amazing. So you've been great aunts to him, and I truly appreciate you. So also, you guys have played a major role in parenting him. As much as I'm the parent here, you guys have done amazing on parenting him, and that's why I feel like he never misses that any chance he gets. Like when he was closing school, he was like, oh, now that we have closed school, can I visit Auntie Elena's? Can I go to, and I'm like,
refused him.
no, it's because I wanted him to go first to the other aunts and then come to you for the last week,
That is not guaranteed.
No, it's guaranteed. I'll make sure that he comes to you. Yeah, so thank you so much for also being a parent to that amazing kid.
I'm emotional.
You're very emotional. Oh my gosh, it's getting emotional. Pole, but nashukuru sana. Yeah, nashukuru
He's a
sana.
very sweet child. Everybody would just love it, love him. It's love at first sight.
Oh, thank you. I know. The SpongeBob baby. Yeah. So again, I appreciate you so much. So guys, I guess today, if you have something else you'd like us to learn, or topics, insights that you want people to, insights that you can give to people, so that we can all be able to navigate through these times. How you take care of yourself. So for me, actually, I work out a lot.
Oh, wow.
I work out like 45 to 1 hour a day, which is amazing. Amazing. So again, if you have insights that you feel like we need to learn, kindly feel free to give us a comment, to leave a comment on this video. I truly appreciate your support also for watching, liking, commenting, and sharing. So on my end, I have nothing else to add. She has summarized everything, and I'm delighted to have her on this. I'm taking advantage of her. We were shooting her podcast today. So we were shooting her podcast. So I decided you're not going to leave without you gracing my channel. And it has been great.
I know.
It has been great. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Please subscribe to her channel, honestly. Let's support our mommy.
Very true. So guys, for now, it has been a joy to having this sit down with her. And I truly appreciate you. So till the next video, bye-bye for now. I love you guys.